Record.
Don't know anything anymore. The world's upside down. Cats are sleeping with dogs. Just because we saw a draft movie.
Yeah, we did.
The Draft Day, appropriately named, about the NFL draft. Starring a Kevin Costner who actually feels like he wants to act in this one. And once you get past that,
It's kind of the feeling I had. I went into this literally saying, I cannot foresee a movie about the NFL draft that is going to make me care about the NFL draft. And after watching this, I still don't care about the NFL draft. I don't really care about any draft, to be quite honest with you. I just don't give a fuck.
No, they're pretty long and boring.
Yeah, they go on for 7 rounds. It's like a week long.
Yeah, days
something like
long.
that.
Yeah.
I don't care. They should have showed the movie about, round 3 through 5. When things get fun.
Right. It's like,
what other bench warmer can we pick up? This guy, fuck it.
What 300-pound nose tackle do we need now?
Yeah, that guy. He looks fat. Let's do this.
It's a movie it's very hard to see an audience that isn't football fans to go into and watch this.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned that it's a kind of a poor man's Moneyball. But the thing with the Moneyball is actually a compelling story. The actual story behind it was so fantastic that it translates well across all platforms. It's not just a baseball film. It's a great film about the underdogs. This is a movie about people on the telephone all goddamn day. Because that's what it is. And swipe cuts. Swipe cuts. Jesus Christ, swipe cuts. Swipe cross-cutting where you've got half of the person in the other person's shot.
Then one person walking into the other person's cut shot. That's just rude.
Right. I think Ivan Reitman's just got fucking lazy. That's actually how Ghostbusters 3 is going to be. They're going to swipe cut to each of the ghosts. Swipe cut to Slimer.
Swipe cut to another.
Swipe cut Slimer into somebody.
Whee!
There's your Ghostbusters 3. Because Ivan Reitman's apparently fucking lazy. Jesus.
Yeah, it's Draft Day is about the GM. Yes?
Yes.
The GM of the Cleveland Browns, which is played by Kevin Costner, who has his father's legacy to live up to, who died 6 months before this draft or something.
Right, yeah, it's
a week before
pretty
this
close
draft.
to the draft, yeah.
Something like that. So he has these big old shoes to fill because his dad's a legend in Cleveland.
And he's the one that fired him.
He's the one who fired his own dad. Yeah.
So you kind of got that. People don't exactly like him for that.
Yeah. So he makes this trade, which is an unprecedented trade, I suppose. He trades away the Cleveland Browns' first-round draft picks for the next 3 years.
Right.
Which is significant because that's 3 years of talent. That, potentially they could go bust that year, have the number 1 pick next year, which would immediately go to the Seattle Seahawks, which is who they traded with. So he gives away 3 first draft round picks for the number 1 overall pick, and and the number 1 prospect was Bo Campbell.
Bo Callahan.
Bo Callahan. Man, I don't know how many times they said that dude's name, and I still don't. Bo Callahan.
He's from Wisconsin, because everybody in Wisconsin's name is Bo.
Yeah, he's from Wisconsin. Was supposed to be this really good quarterback, but he's a bit of a douche. So there's this number 1 pick, and now a vast majority of the movie is spent debating. All right, so we got the number 1 pick. We're supposed to go after this guy who everyone says is titties. He's just awesome. And then
titties with the big nipples, not the small nipples that nobody can see.
Yeah, we like some big.
Like some big and floppy.
Mm-hmm. I like them looking straight at me. Is what I like. So we got Bo.
Bo Titties.
Bo Titties. We got Bo Titties.
We got Bo Titties.
Who is he's the shit, I guess, apparently. But he's a douche. I mean, you get that? He's just a big old pile of douche. Like a bro, I think.
I mean, he's got fucking P. Diddy as his agent.
Yeah, he has
douchebag.
He has P. Diddy, Sean Combs, P. Puffy Diddy, Sean Wiggy, whatever the fuck he's calling himself now. Puff.
The Pizzle.
The Pizzle. The Pizzle Dizzle. I don't fucking know.
So
whatever the hell. Yeah, Sean Combs. P. Diddy, Puff Daddy.
Pizzle Diddle and Bo Titties.
Pizzle Dizzle and Bo Titties. So those two are a team, right? Pizzle Dizzle is the agent. Bo Titties is the talent. So Kevin Costner kind of talks to Bo Titties, and Kevin Costner kind of gets the vibe that Bo Titties is a douche. So there's this linebacker named Vontae
Mac.
Daddy. That's what it.
So he's gonna be Mac Daddy.
All right, he's Mac Daddy from now on. Get these goddamn names straight. So Mac Daddy was, talking himself up, how awesome he is, and whatnot, how much Bo Titties is a douche. We probably should have listened to Mac Daddy to begin with.
Right.
But, that's one person that he also likes. And then, which you looked up and found out, there's this third player, Arian Foster, who is an actual NFL running back who is a really, really good NFL quarterback. Or, I'm sorry, running back. He's an elite running back. Even if you don't know anything about the NFL, odds are you've probably heard of him. He plays this running back whose dad is Terry Crews. And I kind of thought, like, of all the movies that Terry Crews could be in, this is the chance to actually be Terry Crews. Be Terrible Terry. That didn't happen.
He plays it straight.
He plays. He
keeps his shirt on the entire movie.
I know, that's disappointing.
It's.
But he plays Arian Foster's dad. I don't even remember what Arian Foster's character's name was. Oh, Ray Jennings. That's what it was. Ray Jennings, which was confusing me because there's the wide receiver who used to play for Green Bay. I don't remember who he plays for now. Greg Jennings. And that was kind of confusing me.
So
I know a little bit.
He's Ray J. There you go.
I know a little bit about football because I got friends of mine who are really into it, but.
So then we got what? Costner's going between. He's got to choose between.
So Costner's got Bo Titties, Mac Daddy,
and Ray J.
All right, those are the three. So debate. Don't give a fuck. We finally get to draft day, and so they're on the clock with the number one pick. He picks the linebacker, who was being projected late first round, probably early second round.
Right.
And so with the number one pick that he traded 3 years worth of talent for, he picks up a linebacker that he easily could have gotten at the original pick, which is number 7. Okay, so he picks up Mac Daddy. Okay, so then we cut to Bo Titties. Bo Titties is pissed. Bo Titties is super pissed.
Bo Titties is leaking.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Yes, you did.
And then, so cut to Bo Titties and Pizzle Dizzle. And then Bo Titties, like, throws this little hissy fit and runs outside. Like, I want you to pick number 1. Wham. And not only was he not picked number 1, he wasn't picked number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Like, everybody started passing on him because he wasn't picked number 1. So other teams were like,
started to panic, thinking something was wrong with him.
What's wrong with him? They just went with their original picks, who they were planning on doing anyways. And then he gets to the Jacksonville whoa. Before that, all right, like, you can only imagine an NFL fan seeing this type of movie, right? Why did they show each city in this, like, they would, like, swipe cut to Jacksonville, for example, and it'll say at the bottom, like, Jacksonville, Florida, painting up, and you see the stadium, home of the Jaguars. Everyone, like, they go to Jacksonville, Kansas City, Buffalo, Seattle, Cleveland, of course, Arizona. They go to Arizona. Oh, no. They just talked about. They go to the Texans.
Houston.
Houston, the Texans. And I could have sworn there was another one he talked to. I may be wrong.
I don't think so. I think that
was it just the 6?
I think it was just the 6,
right.
yeah.
Every single time they showed a new city, they would say, like, we're back in Kansas City, home of the Chiefs. Like,
and I think like half the budget had to be from flyover shots from all these stadiums.
Yeah, right? Like,
it's the same goddamn shot. Just to fly over the stadium.
Just to fly over the stadium. So they could, home of the Chiefs, home of the Jaguars, home of the Browns, home of the Seahawks, home of the what the fuck ever. Like, I don't understand why that was like that. Like, even a casual
Right.
fan who would see this would know which team plays for which city. I mean, you would have to go into this with just zero knowledge of the NFL, which is fine, but why the hell are you going into this movie to begin with? This should not even be within the blip of a radar of an individual who knows zero information about the NFL. So you can only assume that who sees this has some kind of information about it. So why the fuck are you saying every single city with the home of the Chiefs, home of whatever?
Well, and that's the thing, too. It's like, if you're not a football fan, don't know anything about this, why are you going to see this movie?
Yeah.
That's the thing. People who are not football fans are probably not going to see this movie, so all that shit was pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, you're in Kansas City. I know clearly you're going to be talking to the Chiefs general manager. Or you're in Jacksonville. There's only one football team in Jacksonville. I could have seen maybe if it was like if you were in New York.
They went to New York,
or
where you have
California.
California, where you have the
But even then, you say the cities. You
can say
if you tell me fucking Oakland, I'm not gonna think it's fucking the 49ers.
The 49ers, right? Like I didn't like that was completely unnecessary in my opinion.
Yes, it was.
So Bo Titties and Pizzle Dizzle, they have their moment where he kind of throws a tissy fit, me. All right, he comes back in and then goes Kevin Costner, right? And Kevin Costner starts talking to the Jacksonville Jaguars owner. It's like, all right, look, check it out. Because the Jacksonville Jaguars owner is like a rookie. It's his first time, or general manager. Yeah. This is his first year being a general manager, so he's kind of flipping out because of all the unprecedented trades. So he ends up trading with the Jacksonville Jaguars the next 3 years of the second round picks so they could pick up the Jacksonville Jaguars number sixth pick. Okay, so they pick up. Oh, do they pick up on the Jacksonville? Yeah, they got 3.
Yeah, they gave Jacksonville their next 3 years of second round picks for the number 6 overall
That's what
pick
it was,
this
right?
year.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars they're out. They're like, all right, cool, whatever. We can deal with this trade. This is a good trade,
right?
Smart trade, it is. So the Cleveland Browns are now on the clock, and he calls Seattle and says, "Hey, Bo Titties is still out there. He's still pretty titties. So we're going to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing here. I want all my goddamn picks back. All of them. All 3 years of number ones. Fuck you. I want them back. And you're going to give us..." What did they say his name? I don't fucking know.
Putney. They need a punt returner.
A punt returner.
So they throw that in, too.
So they throw in, and this dude who catches the punt. That's what we want. See, I was like... fuck it, fine, whatever. So Seattle still ends up with Bo Titties, who is what they who they would have picked as the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so Seattle really kind of washes even.
Yes.
The Cleveland Browns, however, kind of made out like bandits on this one. Because while he traded away 3 years of number 2, that ain't 3 years of number 1.
Right.
So he gets his picks back, gives up the 6th round pick,
and then gets his original.
That gets the original
pick.
7th. The Seahawks pick Bo Titties. He gets his 7th pick back. He picks up Arian Foster,
right?
Which is a great pickup because I'm pretty sure Arian Foster's been in the NFL for several years now. That's a really good pick. And got him for free. Sweet. So they pick up Ray J.
Ray J.
Which is cool because his dad, Terry Crews, used to play for the Browns and he really wanted to. Some kind of legacy. So really, everyone ended up, all the players kind of ended up where they were going to be anyways. And
Right.
there you go. I just summed up the entire movie. Like, this was just...
Oh, wait. Jennifer Garner is the secret girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, Jennifer Garner's secret girlfriend who's preggers. She's preggers. I mean, they mention it kind of in passing throughout the movie. Like, there's this scene where, like, the morning of, where they start the countdown. Draft starts 12 hours from now. Like, the 24 clock. And, like, that's it. Like, his mom's a bit of a bitch.
Come to find out that he fired his dad.
Come to find out he fired his dad because his mom was like, he's gonna die if he doesn't, quit being a coach because it's a high-stress job. All right, Dad, you're fired. Blech, he dies anyway, so might as well let the motherfucker die on the field like a soldier.
Well, his body ends up on the field.
It's cremated and sprinkled out on the 50-yard line of the practice field.
Oh, shit.
I just didn't care.
No.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily a bad movie.
There were scenes that...
He called him a pancake-eating motherfucker. That was funny. Yeah, pancake-eating motherfucker. I like that line.
The tense moments are interesting, but there's just not enough.
Yeah.
It's just so... Like the actual, last 10 minutes of the movie where they're doing this wheeling dealing, that was actually kind of interesting. But that's 10 minutes of an hour and a 40-minute movie. I mean, it wasn't enough. Yeah. The rest of it's just filler. Mm-hmm. It's all filler. And there's only so much filler you can put in before it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
The whole subplot with the secret girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
There you go.
This could have been a short film.
It really could.
It actually been pretty neat short film.
I could have seen that as like one of those 30 for 30 ESPN short films that they do. They're like an hour
long film.
Yeah, like I saw one about the real Rocky. That one was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The boxer that Sylvester Stallone didn't inspire the entire Rocky. He did. He straight did. But the boxer, whose name I can't... They called him like the Brooklyn Bleeder or something like that.
Yeah.
Like in one fight, he got his just face punched so much, he was just bleeding all over the place, still fighting. Tough ass dude. The guy, he ended up going almost the full 15 rounds with Muhammad Ali. That guy.
Right.
Which they showed a little bit of that boxing match. That was a good match.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali beat the unholy crap out of him, but the dude stood tall for a while. Knocked Muhammad Ali on his ass too.
Yeah.
May have stepped on his foot. Whatever. Whatever. It's called boxing.
He's down.
He's down. Shut up.
Yeah, most of those...
threw a punch. Shut up.
Most of those 30 for 30s are fun.
Yeah, like the 30 for 30s aren't bad, but like this, to me, like this was... Is this even based on true events? Loosely based on true events? Like, was there a trade like this in the NFL?
There could have been. I mean, I don't know.
I truly don't know.
It seems very counterproductive to do a trade like that. So, I mean, if you had to go back through the history of the NFL, I'm sure there's something similar.
I truly don't know. Like, that seems to me like an incredibly stupid trade. Like, that would have to be top-tier talent out there. I mean, that would have to be like a Peyton Manning Jr. or something like that. Like a guaranteed franchise player in order to make a move that bold.
I mean, I've seen where somebody gets drafted and they immediately trade them for a pick. They did that with Eli Manning. Eli Manning that happened with, because he didn't want to be in San Diego because he's a little prick.
Well, that little prick beat his goddamn brother to the Super Bowl.
That's who they base Bo Callahan as, Eli Manning. He's a little
dickhead. Oh, now come on now. Don't make fun of Down syndrome Eli. He kind of looks like
Well, the funny thing was they used the Cleveland Browns as the inspiration for this whole movie, and it's like I was kind of waiting for them to show them down the road with these picks and their Super Bowl championship. But then I realized, no, that would completely take you out of the movie because that is totally not based in reality and will never happen. So even they won't go that far in a movie. The poor Browns fans can't even get a break in fantasy. They can't. I mean, I could see him as a Browns fan come in and be like, "Oh, this looks so glorious." Be like, "No, you just get some draft picks." And then they show opening day, and they get so far as to run out of the tunnel, and that's where the film ends. They don't even play a game.
They run out of the tunnel, and I don't know if you notice this, but as the camera's panning back, they're building this up like this is the Browns' year, like this is the draft the fans have been waiting for. This is it, like this is good. They're gonna do it. And when they have like the players running out, and there's the upwards, like the pan up, and look at the bleachers. There ain't too many motherfuckers there. This is opening day.
Of course they're not. It's the fucking Cleveland Browns.
The loyal are there, but
yeah. The ones who dress as dogs, the dog pound.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like I enjoy loyalty within. That's actually something I like about sports is like
the diehards.
The diehards, but the one I don't. They take it too fucking far. Like they live and breathe this fucking sport, and then they act like they're a part of it. Like, oh, we lost this game. No, motherfucker, you were sitting at home watching it. You witnessed your team lose. You didn't do a goddamn thing. Your fat ass was sitting there on the TV watching it, yelling at the TV like everyone can fucking hear you. Like, those diehards kind of piss me off. I get the atmosphere that's, like, I used to play sports. I've played basketball, baseball, wrestling, hockey, track and field. Like, I've done a lot of sports in my life, and I get the sense of community that sports can bring. Everyone kind of banding together to cheer on their guys, and that's great. But speaking as a former player, especially in wrestling, because when I wrestled, it was our school's inaugural year. Like, this was the first time they ever done it.
Shit.
And I was on the very first ever team. I was really good. And, like, nobody in the student body or the fans really knew what the hell to think of it, because these are, like, two sweaty 16-year-old boys just groping the shit out of each other. Just grunting and groaning. You take it! I liked it.
I'm sure there are a few guys in the stands that knew exactly what to make of it.
Can I get in on that? Come on in, buddy.
Why don't you grab him a little bit tighter?
You got it. I'll smack him in the ass. I put my thumb up dude's half of his asshole once to get inside of his head. I didn't give a fuck. I was the dirtiest wrestler. I sure did. To fuck with his head, I took my thumb inside of his wrestling onesie, and I stuck like this much of my thumb through the onesie inside of his ass.
Oh, god damn it.
Because I was fucking with him. I wanted to get in his head. I really wanted to win this match. I won the match. Because as soon as my thumb went up the kid's ass, he went, hey, what the fuck? And I was able to pin him. Bam, I win.
Oh, you plumbed him.
I sure did.
You plumbed him.
I sure did. I was dirty. I would get in your head. I would say the meanest, nastiest shit just to piss you off. And then I would beat you because I would get you so enraged that you don't know what you're doing anymore. I was a phenomenal wrestler. I was really good.
The cerebral plumber.
Oh, I wish that was my nickname. My nickname in wrestling was Anthrax. Yeah, they call me Anthrax. They sure did.
Oh shit.
So like I understand that, and like that's actually why I kind of like watching the Seattle Seahawks play, is because they're home of the 12th man, and that means like the crowd is so goddamn loud that it actually affects the game. I like that. I really do. I like hearing a crowd yell, get pumped up for their team. Like, if you're in that atmosphere, you can't help but to kind of get excited because you're caught up in the entire atmosphere. It's a lot of fun. It's the same with like rock concerts, all that other shit. Any kind of devotion that you have to whatever, enter comic book, enter a particular band, enter sports teams, enter whatever the hell you want. Wrestling.
Jared.
Wrestling. For example. I got nothing against wrestling.
No.
I used to watch the shit out of wrestling. I really did.
Wrestling's entertainment. but I'll be goddamn if those guys won't kick my ass.
If anybody says that wrestling is fake, they're, at this point, the most unintelligent form of douchebag on the planet. Because, yes,
wrestling is scripted.
Their stories. They are telling stories. Yeah, they say cheesy shit. Yeah, it's grandiose. It's over the top. Well, that's kind of the fucking point.
Right.
I mean, think about it. These individuals are going out on a nightly basis performing their art in front of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people. That's fucking insane. And that's like 60,000 people, like when their music hits, that's 60,000 people screaming for you. Like, that's got to be like the most amazing feeling on the planet. Like, no other sport gives you that type of individuality where the crowd just goes nuts for only one person. Usually it's, you know, as for, like, I'm a Rush fan. We go nuts over Rush, but it's for all three members. You know, it's the band, it's the whole. Same for sports teams, you know, it's the whole.
Yeah.
Wrestling, I'm a fan of Triple H. I'm a fan of Daniel Bryan. I think he's a wrestler.
The one that says yes all the time.
Yeah, the yes dude. The dude who looks like a goat. That guy. Like, I'm here for The Undertaker. I'm here for The Rock. Enter whoever. You know, it's that particular devotion to that. That's awesome. Yeah. And not only that, like, when they do perform the wrestling match, it's scripted. They're telling a story. You know, even within the match themselves, they're telling a story. Something like the good guy will go in there to start it off, beat the crap out of the bad guy. Bad guy do something dirty. Everybody's like, "Oh man, fuck you, bad guy." And the bad guy starts beating shit out of the good guy. Like, it's fun. It tells stories. I got nothing against wrestling. I got nothing but the utmost respect for those guys because they are athletes and what they do is extremely dangerous.
I want to see some dude off the street lift a 7-foot, 350-pound man in the air. Hold him there.
Hold him.
Not
fucking
just pick up. Hold
him in the You know, when they're up in the air, you can tell that the other dude is kind of helping, but he is still
in the air.
Holding.
He's holding.
The gravity is still there. He's holding a 300-pound human being above his head. Jesus Christ, you're strong. I don't want to fuck with that.
Or a fucking pile driver. I mean, if you fuck up a pile driver, you fuck someone's neck up.
You break their neck, which has happened within the
I think it happened to Stone Cold.
It happened.
He messed up his neck because somebody didn't do a pile driver.
Yeah, the pile driver didn't go according to how it's normally done. Fucking broke his neck just like that.
So it's not an unskilled labor.
Yeah, you know, it's like
it takes practice and dedication.
Those guys
to do that shit.
Took a lot of damage. You know, one of my personal favorite wrestlers, Mankind, Mick Foley. Love that man. He got thrown off at the top of a 20-foot cage onto a table. You don't fucking fake that. That motherfucker flew. Blow! Just blam. Like, I remember, I saw that.
Threw the cage onto those tacks.
He went through the goddamn cage. Just hit on his fucking head. Yeah, it's a mat. Yeah, there's a spring which kind of absorbs the shock because you have to.
It's not that forgiving. Though.
But it's not that forgiving. It's just... Oh my! I watched that.
I watched it on one of those mats.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It fucking hurts. It
fucking hurts. You have to land perfect.
You will hurt yourself.
You hurt yourself.
I've also been tossed around on a wrestling ring before.
Yeah.
It hurts. It hurts so bad. Like you wouldn't honestly not believe how much it hurts because those guys, they're so good at what they do.
Oh yeah.
That they could do all this cool flipping and getting slammed to bounce right the fuck back up. I gotta tell you, it hurts when a motherfucker picks you up and whack like that with everything they got because, you know, you're not gonna die. You're just going to get hurt.
There's give. There's enough give to where you don't break something.
You don't break something every single time you hit the fucking mat. What would be the point of that?
That's about it. It still stings like a motherfucker.
Hurts. It hurts so bad. I got nothing but respect for that, for the sports entertainment world, professional wrestling, whatever you want to call it. I want to watch a movie about that. Like, I would like to see the behind wheeling and dealings of the WWE. That'd be kind of fun. Well, I bet it'd be really boring.
What was
like,
that?
Damn, you're 6'8", 400 pounds. Here's a contract.
Which was it? Beyond the Mat? They had a wrestling documentary where, like, Mankind, Mick Foley was in it. I think Jake the Snake was in it. Just dealing with their ups and downs.
Oh, really?
And they did have kind of a segment with, like, the new, like, there was a couple wrestlers trying to break it in. and they went and met with Vince and stuff. It's a really neat documentary.
I like seeing the behind the stuff, like the behind the scenes. Like I like seeing the wrestlers when they're not doing their gimmick. You know what I'm saying? When they're just human beings. Like the entire atmosphere of professional wrestling. It's intriguing to me. Like I would never be on the goddamn mat. No. Oh God, no! I would get my ass beat thoroughly in front of so many people. Like I don't even know if I could do that. But I would love to work behind the scenes, just to sit, like to sit there and see how they script the stories, how they work the matches. You know, how do the two wrestlers, like, do they meet up and like, all right, here we're gonna do this. Here I'm gonna, go ahead and hit me here when we're using a weapon. Like I want to know how they do that without them getting severely hurt. Like, all that is incredibly interesting to me. How do you do this on a nightly basis and not just get fucked up every single night? I don't get how you can do it.
Well, then changing it on the fly.
Yeah.
Without the tells being known to... because sometimes it can...
Sometimes when you watch it, you can see some of the tells, yeah.
But to do it and do it well so nobody can notice that, that's neat.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of talent to do that.
Because you got eyes everywhere on you.
Everywhere. So, yeah,
it's...
I was talking more about that shit than this movie.
Right? It's more interesting.
It really is. Like, this movie was just kind of... It wasn't interesting. I just don't care.
Yeah.
It just...
I mean, and you can't even say it was like... You're right. It wasn't a bad film. I mean, script-wise, it would... I mean, I can see this being what goes on behind the scenes during draft day. I mean, it's easy to, it's boring as hell, but it's pretty true to form as far as the wheelings and dealings and the inner workings of how do we pick this guy, going through scouting films, all that stuff, trying to dig up dirt on these people. But it's just, you're right, it's not that intriguing.
Yeah.
Like the draft itself, the inner workings when they're wheeling dealing during the draft, that was interesting.
That was kind of fun.
But that was about it, and that was, like I said, that was like a 10-minute segment of the movie.
Yeah, it was. It was just...
Yeah.
And like, not only that, but like Kevin Costner's character at the very beginning of the movie wrote something down on a piece of paper.
And you never
see it. He holds it on him. They make sure that you notice the fucking folded piece of paper, and like it gets dropped in his office, and Jennifer Garner's girlfriend picks it up and reads it. It's like, you know what to do. Do what's in your heart. And so he does it, and then it cuts to Dennis Leary, who's in this, who does an alright job. Yeah, he's Dennis Leary. I like Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
Reads the paper, and it said, Mac Daddy, no matter what. So this dude, 12 hours ago, wrote, I'm going to draft this guy no matter what. Still made all those goddamn trades, still almost lost his job, still had all this, like, what are you doing? Just for him to be like, I was drafting him the entire time. Like, if Jacksonville didn't make that trade, you would go down as the biggest dumbass in NFL history.
Yeah.
Like, that was really stupid.
Yeah, it was a requirement for them to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they still could have, because then it would have been, because then Seattle would have gotten the quarterback they wanted the whole time, and then those 3 first-round picks for the next 3 years.
Picks for the next 3 years.
And you get the number 1 pick on a guy you were going to pick anyway.
Yeah.
So.
On a guy who was not projected to even go number 1. Barely projected in the first round.
Although he plays with passion.
He's got that grit. He's got that grit. The intangibles. I don't know what the hell they call it. Boy's got heart.
The X Factor.
The X Factor. It.
Well, then he...
Moxie.
Then what do they say?
Gumption.
That Bo Titties got sacked 12 times his senior year. 4 of them was from Mac Daddy. So, I mean, it wasn't like this was an out of nowhere pick. I mean, the guy was talented.
The man has some talent. I mean, he has some talent, don't get me wrong, but he had like altercations, like he plays with so much intensity that sometimes he says stupid shit and gets ejected out of games. That happens.
You don't touch the ref.
You don't touch the ref. You are not allowed to touch the ref. No. That is a big no. Intentionally, you're allowed to, like, Joe Jack him in a play. And if he happens to get to... I've seen that shit.
If he gets in the way,
blam!
you run his ass
sorry.
over.
I'm
yes.
so sorry, ref. You were in the middle of the play. I've seen it in hockey. I've seen it in football. Hockeys are the best. Because those poor refs have to, like, jump out of the way when the puck shows up while these 6'4", 300-pound men who are now, like, 8 feet tall on skates are flying by. You just see some gnarly... Blow! Sorry, ref. Didn't mean to knock you into the second row.
Oh, the baseball ones are fun, too. They're not player, though. Those are balls, though.
Those are balls,
like,
yeah.
When the ump behind the plate gets jacked by a baseball, It's like, oh, he's going to sit down. He's like, oh.
Oh, fuck. That's going to hurt so bad. So bad. I hate baseball. Boring-ass sport.
Oh.
Boring. It's a boring-ass sport to play. It's a boring... It is
not boring to play.
Are you kidding? Maybe you're better.
Baseball was great.
Maybe you're better at it than I was. I was that poor shitty kid who played in right field because he wasn't good enough to play on the infield. So I was back there like picking dandelions and shit. Like this is.
Well, yeah, that happens.
This is boring.
And then something hits to you, it lands like 20 feet.
20 feet.
And
now
you gotta run up and grab it.
You couldn't. Your lazy ass couldn't hit it to where I am. I gotta run up there like a chump, and you get on base. Man, fuck this game.
You should have switched to catcher. When you're a catcher, the entire game's exciting because you don't have an off time.
Yeah, you got a point. I don't know how comfortable I would be squatting down all fucking game with a dude with a bat right in front of me.
It gets kind of hairy sometimes.
Yeah, just especially me as a catcher, because I'd be talking shit to the batter the entire time, because that's how I play. I play psychological. I will get inside of your head and make you fuck up.
You gotta mess with him a little bit.
And he's going to swing, plap, right in my fucking face as a catcher. Then I'm going to be out with the bat in my face. Hopefully my teammates would avenge me, but knowing my teammates are a bunch of assholes, and they would just let me out there with a broken face.
I was the Sandlot fat kid. Used to talk some crap behind the plate and never anything too crazy, but you had to get into their heads a little bit.
You got to do that in any kind of sport.
So they're going, what pitch do you think he's gonna throw this time? Like I don't know. I told him curve, but he kind of goes with his own thing, so I don't know.
I told him I was gonna give a curve. He shook it off. No, homie, I don't know where's it going.
He's going crazy. I'm just gonna hold my glove out and hope I catch it.
Honest to God, I told him to hit you in the face. That was the call I made. Hit him in face.
You see, the problem is you're a little too close to the plate, so I think we're gonna go with a brush back right now. I'd move back a little bit.
Move back a little bit, just a little bit. All right, dude, you don't want to move back. You get hit in the face. That's your own bad.
I mean, I guess if you want to get on base that bad, go for it. But
hey, man, sacrifice yourself for the greater good. Go for it. Be a martyr.
Oh,
Blat. Yeah, good job. I told you what the fuck he was going to do. I wasn't lying. I just
want to tell you, the last time he pitched, he knocked a few teeth out of a kid. So I just wanted to let you know.
I wouldn't fuck with that dude. There's something wrong with him. He has a vendetta against you.
He gets this little thing in his eye where his eye goes off to the side a little bit, and then his pitching goes off a little bit.
Get that murderous glint.
The one eye's looking straight, the other eye's looking a little off to the left. His command's a little off when he does that, so I would just be careful.
The old crazy eye is what we used to call that.
Yes. Oh, shit. So now I just want to go play baseball.
I don't. I still don't.
Oh, shit.
Don't want to watch it. Don't want to do shit. I just don't like baseball. I have never been to a professional baseball game, and I heard that those are actually kind of fun.
Those are hell of fun.
I may actually do that. Because I guess they do shit like in between the innings that would be fun.
Yeah,
because the actual game of baseball is, I'm sorry, boring.
It can be boring.
So boring.
Yes, it can.
It's so fucking... I mean, you're talking to a guy who played hockey, which is fast. Very fast-paced game.
Oh, yeah. Compared to oh, yeah.
Baseball. It is the top of the third inning. 2 outs. Runners at the corner. Here's the pitch. Little low. Ball 1. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out to Wrigley Field at this beautiful day. It is 83 degrees. There are 5 people in the stands. And here comes the second pitch. Second pitch. Little inside, called a strike. The batter did not like that one. He is arguing with the ump.
The worst thing is, if you're in the stadium You don't hear any announcers.
Oh yeah, I know.
All the announcers.
I know. So instead it's
unless you're listening to it. Like I know people that take
listen to
the game while they're watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Well, they want to hear the commentary because they can't see what the fuck is going on. Instead, it's just like a bunch of little white guys. Like a little like when they're home, all you can see is like the little blurry white blips. Besides like the outfielders, you can probably see them. But everybody infield, it's I can imagine you probably can't see much, and then maybe a little. I will say when a bat hits a ball is one of the coolest sounds in all of sports. Like that's really cool, and one of the hardest things to do in any professional sport is to hit a round ball with a round bat. Yeah. You got to give it up to baseball players. That is extremely difficult to do.
While you can't see it, you have to basically decide, because up in Wrigley, I don't know if they still have it. In one of the bars, they had a pitching machine that pitched 90 miles an hour.
Oh, fuck that.
Which I tried it. It's tough. I got a few good ones in, but that was because you basically have to decide to swing your bat as soon as you see the ball. Because I'm like sitting here going, all right, let's see how this is. Boom! Fuck! So you have to decide because you can see the pitching machine arm come forward. You see the ball. As soon as it's right here, you have to decide I'm swinging or you're not.
Swing for the fences,
or you can't.
Damn!
And that's when you can see it, because there's fucking pitchers that will hide that shit, and you can't see the pitch until it's halfway to plate, and you got to figure out whether or not you're swinging at it. That's not an easy thing to do.
This is true. This is very true.
Well, and like I saw baseball, I can see baseball being boring because the greatest games ever played where one side never even gets on base.
I know.
I mean, a perfect game is essentially where the other team can't do shit against you.
Well, still, I mean, at that point, at least you're cheering for the pitcher. Like, go on, shut these fools out.
That's true. But it can be like if it's a 1-0 game, perfect game. Yeah.
Well, again, but you're hoping for the perfect game, which is something rare in baseball.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Most baseball games are like 5-4. Not like 7-8 points somewhere in there. 4-5 usually is like a good average. With a lot of innings and nothing, maybe. Yay!
Right. There's a lot of zeros.
Oh. Change places! And then everybody changed places. And then.
Oh. Or the ninth inning comebacks are fun too. Those are fun games to watch.
I watched a little bit of the St. Louis Cardinals World Series. That was a really good World Series. That was fun.
Oh, was it the ones where they played the Rangers and.
Yeah,
it was back and forth. And
that was a really good World Series. That was a lot of fun.
Fucking David Freese, who's never done anything since then.
Whatever. Came through in the clutch.
He did.
Good job, buddy.
God damn him.
Good job, buddy.
And then all the Cardinals fans were like, it's the second coming. He's the greatest third baseman ever. No, he's average. Nah, he just had a good World Series, so good on him. But yeah, that's...
So, draft day.
Back to the movie, I guess.
Back to the movie. It was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really are interested in the draft, go see it. Maybe you'll like it. If you're a fan of football...
If you're really into the draft and a fan of football, poke your head in the last 10 minutes of the movie and watch that. Yeah. Then you're good.
Or maybe if you're a fan of fantasy football, maybe you could learn something. No, I don't fucking like. Again, I don't care. Yeah. Like this is actually. I'm taking Jillian's spot. Like Jillian was supposed to see this, not me. She had that whole "I have oral surgery" excuse. I won't be able to talk after the oral surgery. Excuses. That is a joke, though. No, she. Huh? Oh, that was dirty.
That was low.
That was low. That was really low. Damn!
That was a joke.
Man.
Oh, but, well, I mean, you know what happens.
But she is actually having oral surgery, so all joking aside, hope her speedy recovery. Tooth pain sucks.
Yeah, it can.
It's the worst pain you can ever be in. Fuck women in childbirth. Tooth pain is the worst goddamn pain you could ever be in. Ah, it hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts so bad.
I don't like it. It's not fun.
It sure isn't.
Oh, shit. Well, trying to think. Trailers?
We got another feel-good sports movie that I'm not going to have to see. Like some high school team won 151 games in a row, then he lost one. So the movie's about them losing the game.
And then their player gets shot.
And then a player gets shot because this town takes their football fucking seriously. 151 and you lost the gun. Pow! You should have ran faster, huh? Damn. This town isn't fucking around with their games. There's that. I don't fucking remember what it was called.
When the game stands tall. Is what it was called.
Where the wild things are.
It's a Spike Jones film. In the end, it's going to turn out it was all a computer simulation.
Where the red fern grows.
Oh, God.
All that. I don't remember what it was called.
Well, something does get shot in Where the Red Fern Grows, too.
There you go, see? So we have Where the Red Fern Grows. It wasn't actually that. Whatever the name of that one was. We had... a
Hammer film. Was it The Quiet Ones?
Oh, The Quiet Ones.
The Quiet Ones. I was surprised to see the Hammer logo pop up on a movie screen recently. That was... But yeah,
it looked like it's a horror movie. It looked half normally filmed and half found footage. So fuck that movie. Goddamn found footage movies.
I still got another trailer for the other woman.
Oh yeah, Cameron Diaz. 3 women who are seeing this same sleazeball decided to be friends. Because that's in reality 3 women who meet under those circumstances becoming friends. Well, you can tell that one's fucking based in fiction.
Well,
those 3 bitches will start clawing each other. He's my man! I've seen it. I have seen it.
It happens.
It happened.
Exists.
It was over me. I'm handsome. What do you want from me? I just got a gaggle of bitches fighting over me. And they prefer to be called a gaggle. A gaggle of bitches. That is how it is pronounced.
What are the geese?
I just like saying gaggle. This is my gaggle of bitches.
Are these women, do they all happen to have incredibly long necks?
They do after I'm done with them. Score 1 for the J-Man. I feel pretty good about myself after that joke. Feel really good. I'm feeling good.
Not too shabby.
My confidence is built up a little bit, I think. I mean, I didn't get angry in this one, so I had to do something.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much to get angry about, though.
There wasn't anything to get angry about. I didn't give a fuck.
I'm trying to think of it.
I had no... Like, you saw the preview, like the trailer for this, right?
Right.
I had no idea. I didn't see a trailer. I didn't even know this was a fucking movie until like 2 days ago when Brad was like, hey, can you go see Draft Day? What the hell is Draft Day? You haven't seen a trailer for it? No, dude, I don't have the internet. My internet is gone. I have nothing. I have a TV and a PlayStation 3. No internet.
I live in a Quonset hut. What do you expect from me?
I'm not into this whole newfangled internet that you kids seem so keen on.
I have a clay kiln that heats my doors.
All right. I'm a little rustic in the way that I live. Don't judge.
I'm not judging. I'm just pointing things
out. So I had no idea what movie this was. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same thing that happened to me on R.I.P.D. I was like, what the fucking movie is this? Oh, is this it? Oh, I had no idea. All right, whatever.
Men in Black of the Dead.
Men in Black of the Dead? Yeah.
Yeah.
Only not nearly as good.
No.
Yeah, that movie is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like... again, it's not a bad movie. Like, maybe a matinee. You know, like some kind of Sunday afternoon if you feel like having a sports movie. Like, I would rather watch D2, to be honest with you.
Ooh,
hell yeah.
That's a good one.
Hell yeah.
Fuck Iceland.
Fuck you, Iceland.
Or do like Like, this could be like your nap movie after you've just watched Any Given Sunday and you're all pumped up.
Yeah, you're all pumped
and you need to calm down. You watch this movie and you're just like...
Alright. Well, okay. It's all movie, I guess.
It's like the repast in yoga, just kind of the denouement.
Bring it on down. Need to build up that feng shui.
Line your chakras.
Build the feng shui back up.
Let's get some ohms going.
Don't fuck up my feng shui.
But yeah, that's...
Brad's up next with, what's he seeing? Oculus?
I think he's saying Oculus.
Oculus?
Oculus.
All by himself. Because none of us like him. At least not enough to see a movie with. I mean,
yeah.
You met the guy?
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Nobody's put us through? Fuck him.
Exactly.
You should see a worse movie than this by
He sick
himself.
Jared on us. What are you talking about? No.
Two
for the price of one, folks.
I will not air out my personal feelings about that individual. Or if anybody were to get in trouble for doing that, it would be me. But I'm not going to...
He's going to plead the fifth, folks. Plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. I will not.
He's not going to incriminate himself.
No. I do that plenty. Not about this subject.
He's self-contained.
I am. I found my inner peace. Don't rage out.
It's a new Jake.
It is a brand new Jake.
We'll see how long it lasts.
Probably about the next time a motherfucker gets in my face.
Oh, shit.
Anywho, so that was draft day.
Yep.
We went off for a while on this one.
Yeah.
Like the car went black 3 times.
3 different times.
I hope this is like an hour longer review of a movie that did not necessitate, like we did not care about. I hope this review goes on just a ridiculous amount for just a forgettable ass movie.
Yes. We're pretty good at that.
We're pretty good. We're pretty good at this.
What was our Smurfs review? It was over an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
we were angry about that.
We were being poked an awful lot. At least I was. I felt like you were too.
Yeah, we
were getting poked a lot in that review.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the Smurfs 3 is going to be an all-animated reboot. So we're still getting a Smurfs 3, but it's just not going to have any humans in it this time.
That's actually a point in its favor.
Yeah, but it's still got the same writers, so it's just animated.
But at least they're not
just
going
Smurf puns.
Yeah, but at least they're not going into the real world.
That's true.
Keep it inside of. And that was one of the arguments. Just keep it inside the realm of reality that we know them to exist in. Don't bring them into ours. It's just stupid.
Yeah. I don't know if they're doing a animated Gargamel or not, but can't be any worse than Hank Azaria, I guess.
Oh, now come on! Don't be hating on Hank.
I like Hank.
Don't be hating on Hank.
I like Hank.
He was in Godzilla.
He just has poor exactly. He has poor choices of films.
Hey, Godzilla was a good movie. I don't care what anybody says. Godzilla was a good, fun, terrible movie. Movie was stupid. It was horrible. I have a goddamn blast every time I see it. Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure. So what? I like Godzilla.
It's a lot of fish.
It's a lot of fish. All right, that's a lot of fish.
They did have a decent cast for that.
There's earthworms in it. Hank Azaria. You almost get stepped on by a Godzilla. What is there to not like?
Jean Reno's in it.
Jean Reno's in it. There's little baby Godzillas falling down on gumballs. That's comedy gold. What is there to not like about this movie? Hey, you just a hater. That's the problem here today. You a goddamn hater.
You got all bow titties on me.
I see everybody has overdosed on some haterade lately. That's what I'm noticing. Damn. Hater. All right,
fucking hater.
Let's wrap this shit up.
Yes, yeah.
So Draft Day, not a bad movie. I didn't give a fuck.
No. Got 10 minutes of interesting in a hour and 40-minute long movie, and that just doesn't cut it.
I hope we ruined the batteries of Brad's section. He's like 10 minutes.
He gets a 10-minute free, which is supposed to be a good movie. We're ruining his review right now. That's how that works.
That would be really funny. Brad's going to sit in here, turn on the lights on. Yeah, right, let's go ahead and get this on here. And let me 10 minutes. That's all you get, Brad. The talent took up all the rest of the footage.
I guess he can cut to his dick. I guess he seems to like that.
You know, I have seen Brad's dick so many times. I don't want to see it no more.
No.
I don't.
No.
Like, I just don't. Like, whose dick have I seen? I've seen Brad's dick. Seen your dick. Seen Brian Lewis's dick.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure
about
did.
That.
Seen Dave's dick. I don't know if I've seen Nick's dick yet or not.
I've seen his balls.
Seen his balls. Everybody's seen that.
All 3 of them.
He's so proud of that.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I've seen his balls. Yeah, I've seen his dick.
Yeah, by extension.
By extension. I've seen so much penis in my life. So much. As a very straight man, it's a very odd thing to say. I've seen so much dick. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen more dick than a lot of women have. I'm not saying it's anything to be proud of. I'm just saying I've seen a lot of dick.
Oh, shit. But you haven't sucked any, so that's...
I have not, no. I have not done that. I got a really bad gag reflex. I almost vomit when I'm brushing my teeth. Like, I would be.
I'd be a terrible gamer.
I would honestly be a really bad gay man, unless I'm like, wait a second, I'm Jake Power Top Normal. I guess if I'm a Power Top, I'm not sucking any dick, right? Isn't that like isn't the Power Top the one who's just doing the plowing?
He's taking it, yeah, he's giving it.
Because I gotta tell you, like, when my penis is ready to go, it can't really distinguish a male butthole from a female butthole. I mean, it's like a small brown hole. I'm going in, Jake. Let's do this. Come on, penis, no! Damn it, no, I'm gay. Or at least bisexual, whatever. Let's finish this off.
You fuck one butthole and all of a sudden...
You fuck one butthole and now everyone's calling you a gay dude. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
Isn't everybody allowed to experiment once in a while?
Come on. Once, twice, maybe 4 times a week. 3 times on Sunday. Whatever. Don't judge me.
You don't know me?
You don't know me. I ain't gay. I'm not even a little gay.
Just scotch.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm just extremely straight. I'm just so comfortable in my sexuality that it just doesn't bother me. That's why I've also made out with so many of my male friends. Always when they're drunk and always when they smell like beer. It's so unattractive. Ugh. So unattractive.
Beer makes everything happen.
Beer, I can't... it makes me nauseous. And that's when, like, all the guys... Hey, Jake, let's make out. Gay chicken. Well, I'm not going to back out because you challenged me. Let's do this.
If I have to.
Whatever. Don't call me out. Because I will take this to the next level. Before we're done, you'll be down there sucking my dick because I ain't doing it because, again, my gag reflex. Like that fast. So how the hell did we get back on... Man, can we just end this review?
I feel so weird, like Brad tried going where he's like, okay, let's test everybody's gag reflex with this giant cucumber. Jake's like, I'm out.
No, I'm out. The women have a way better chance of winning this motherfucker than me. All right, guys. I can keep going.
Hold on. Okay. Give me a second.
You like this, right? I see the Japanese videos where people really like this. More time, I guess.
Give me just a second. I got this.
Are you gonna be that quick? Like it's a bad gag reflex. Well, I think we have taken up sufficient time talking about the stupidest shit in my possible sexuality.
Right.
I like saying an enigma.
Enigma. Oh, damn it.
Anywho, draft A. Oh, fuck
yeah.
It.
That's it.
We're done.
Adios.
This was a fun review.